everybody, it's Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show, talking about episode number 85, The Cherries Are Only For Us, recorded on Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. Tonight's topics: wanna buy it again? Made up costs? And we already took the cherries. Stick around, we have a whole bunch of fun with this one. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
So we took a while playing around trying to get Ryan's camera so that it would actually pick up his face and not cut his beard off, but as you can see, it's not working so well. So we're gonna have to play around with that this week. See if we can figure it out, see if we can fix that a little.
I'm probably gonna be shaving it soon anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. It'll still cut off your hair and your headphones a bit like it is right now.
That does that all the time. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But, at any rate, so we've got 3 topics, and only 3. One of them probably be a little bit longer. The other 2 maybe kind of short. So, we'll see. Every time Ryan says it's going to be a short episode, it ends up being a really long one, so.
Excuse me? Every time I say it's going to be a short episode?
Yeah. So what do you say we transition right into it? Oh, you say it all the time.
Our world famous transitions.
You say it all the time.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, how about our world famous transitions?
Yeah, well, how about our famous transition? Oops. Anyway, so we're going to start out with one of the short ones. We'll actually we'll do the short ones first, just because.
All right.
That way we don't try and cut ourselves off if we're going long on the one that will probably be a bit longer. So the first topic, I titled it "Sell Me That Again." So recently, I purchased some software. I'm trying to get away from the subscription model for Adobe Photoshop, or it's actually Creative Cloud. It's not that the product is bad. It's just I want to avoid paying $10 a month. So I found some stuff that seems to work well. It's going to take some getting used to and some learning, but it works well. And I got it. There was a sale at the time. I think it was $60 or $80. And, it came with a whole bunch of extra stuff. I've tried a couple of the extra things, not
anything worth it.
The extra things, not really. At least 2 of them aren't worth it at all, because I was going to use the video recording, and it wouldn't. I actually tried it last week. It wouldn't pick up my microphone, or maybe it was the system audio, which is what which is where your voice is coming through. It wouldn't do them both, or something like that. So I said, oh, screw that. It's not worth the pain in the butt. And the video editor, I don't know. Maybe if I had started with that, it'd be okay. But using Shotcut, which I've been using for many years, it's really good. Shotcut is really, really good. It has some hiccups on Windows, but it'll chug through, and it'll do everything that I need to do, and a whole lot more. Anybody who's actually watched some of the stuff that's kind of neat to do, at the end I have the credits scroll up the screen, so it's not just flashing them out there. And before, I used to do all kinds of animations throughout, based on what we were talking about and everything, and it was fairly easy to do. I wouldn't mind getting back into doing the animations. The problem is it takes a long time to do them, because then it means that I have to actually listen to the whole podcast again, and figure out where I want to put something and what I want to put something, what I want to put in there. And then I have to
What you
go and
want to
find
put
it.
something?
Yeah. Me got's good English tonight. But, so it would literally take me, you know, getting us getting ready and doing the recording, takes us about anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour in total on a normal night. But, you know, then I would go and I would spend 2.5 hours editing and then another half an hour rendering the video. And, it was just too much. So, I stopped doing that, especially since we're not really getting a whole lot of views or anything like that.
Nope.
Um, I I looked at everything that I could last week, and we supposedly have 7 followers on Spotify, no listens.
Hmm.
you know, so I don't know if it's just Spotify not actually showing me the information, or if people just aren't actually listening. And I don't know. The other platforms, it's difficult to actually tell what the heck's going on. So you know, to spend 3+ hours a week doing this so that there's a couple of neat animations in there for 6 people to see, maybe it's just not worth it. You know, I mean, this wasn't made to be. My intent with this was not for it to be a time suck. My intent was just to
Quick and
kind of.
easy.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be super quick because there is work that you have to do. But
Yep.
my intent was, to vent about stupid people and stupid things, and you
And
know,
stupid people doing stupid things.
yeah, and have a bit of fun, not work real hard. I don't want it to be a
Yeah.
job. I mean, sure, if we got to be big and we had hundreds of viewers, yeah, okay, maybe I'd make it a job and run some ads and all that other crap, but I'm not gonna
Yeah, that
do
would be
that.
nice.
I'm not gonna do that for 6 people.
But that's not going to happen because, well, it's highly unlikely that it's highly unlikely in general for you to get famous on social media.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know. It's another situation where I'm, or another time, not so much a situation, another time where I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, I need to start looking into putting it on YouTube. But eh,
Mm-hmm.
who knows? There's problems there as well, but whatever. So anyhow, back to the topic.
We
So
got sidetracked.
yeah, so I bought this software, for photo editing. I mean, like I said, the video stuff was kind of a bonus that was free. The I had to buy this particular package because at my friend Dave, who's been on the show, uh, at his suggestion with photography, I'm taking them in a raw format, which anybody who doesn't do, or anybody who's either new to photography or doesn't know what that means, it means that your camera captures as much information about the picture as possible. It makes it so that you can do a lot more editing. So, I'm taking it in that, and this software, the the ability to edit raw was, another package, and I get it. It's more involved and whatnot, so they've got to spend more on developers, but anyhow, so this package included all kinds of other crap that I don't know if I'm ever going to use, and honestly, I don't care. It didn't cost me any extra. So, anyway, so now they're sending me emails. Hey, you want to buy this? Um, check your records. I did buy it. And it's not like,
But do you want to buy another one?
yeah, it's not like, it's really, really odd because it's not like I'm they came out with an upgrade. I mean, I get a year's worth of updates for the software for free. So, they just released this version of it in January. I mean, here we are. We're in March. They just released this version in January. I bought it in
You want to buy
February.
another one?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the heck? And this kind of
Buy
goes,
our crap.
it goes back to what happens on Amazon. You search Amazon for something, you find what you want, you order it, it gets delivered and everything. And then what happens? Well, for the next 6 months, Amazon is suggesting things based on your product search history. Okay, well, I bought slippers 6 months ago. I don't need them.
Hmm.
Come on. You know? It's like when I bought a
Maybe
tripod.
you want another pair.
When I bought a tripod for the camera, I mean, it's not, I'm certainly not going to say it's top of the line.
They
It was a decent
they
price.
suggested another tripod.
Yes, for 3 months, they suggested more tripods. And I'm like, I'm one person with one camera. And yeah, okay, I've got two tripods, but that's because the one that I was replacing wouldn't fit in the saddlebag, so I needed one that was a different size.
Hmm.
I don't need another one. It's like if you do some searching on products, just in general with any search engine, but especially, well, I'm not going to say especially Google because any search engine is like that. You do a search, and for the next 6 months, they're going to suggest that same stuff for you.
Yep.
There needs to be a place
If
with all of
you
this stuff
already
that
bought
says,
it.
hey, well, yeah, and with search engines, I can sort of understand it because they don't necessarily know that you went to the store and you bought it. Amazon, they know you bought it. This software, they know I bought it. So,
Yet they're still recommending it to you.
yeah, well, it's not even recommending. It's, hey, here's this great discount. Yeah, no, I already got it. Come on, people. But, it's just really pathetic. And
Mm-hmm.
it's one hand not talking to the other. So you have the sales department not talking to the promotion department. You know, I mean, if I knew somebody else who was into photography and was looking for something, I'd forward them the email. Say, hey, here you go, use this. I mean, what are they gonna do? Oh, you can't do that. You haven't bought the software yet.
But I did.
Yeah. Well, anyhow. So what do you say now we transition to topic number 2?
Let's transition to topic number 2.
All right. So I put in there, it'll cost you $20,000 in taxes.
Uh-huh. What will?
Yeah. So, we've got some stuff that we need to get rid of, and every year the town does what they call dumpster days.
Yep.
Basically, they have dumpsters there for the weekend, as in Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday. That's it. 3 days. Bring over whatever. Doesn't matter. So,
Yep.
like I said, we have things to get rid of that rather than trying to find some place to do it, we just wait until the spring when they have the dumpster days. So your mother went onto the town's Facebook site and said, or page or whatever it's called, and
Hmm.
said, "Hey, when are dumpster days this year?" What the heck just happened?
What?
Everything just like blacked out.
Huh.
Ugh. Have I ever mentioned that I don't like Windows?
Plenty of times.
Yeah, all right, folks. I'm going to have to pause the recording for a minute. You won't notice, but be back in just a moment. All right, so see, I told you, folks, you wouldn't even know we were gone. Other than I lost my train of thought. Ugh. Anyhow, so it's coming back.
Dumpster days.
Dumpster days, yeah. So she posted on there, asking when dumpster days were. And couple of people commented and say, "Hey, yeah, I'd like to know as well because because they're doing the same as we are. They're holding stuff, waiting for you
For
know,
dumpster days.
waiting for the dumpster day so they can get rid of it." And it does a couple of things. Yeah, it's convenient, but the big thing it does is it prevents people from just leaving trash laying all over the place. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
one moron decided to comment and
Uh-oh.
said, "Why don't you just take it over to the transfer station yourself? It'll cost you $20." Okay, that's fine, but it'll cost me $10 in gas to go over and back. So now it's costing me $30. When even if I'm at the far reaches of the town, you know, I can save the $20. It still might cost somebody that far away $10 in gas to come down and back, but you know, they aren't paying the
Dumpster
$20
days will
transfer
only
fee.
cost you gas money.
Yeah. So
Other than that, it's free.
somebody commented said, "Well, it's just much more convenient for me to go to the town hall and do it there." So then the guy says, "Well, it costs you $20,000 in taxes for those dumpster days. So I don't know how much you're actually saving." I'm like, "Where are you pulling this out of your
Where are you
ass?"
where are you getting that number from?
I mean, seriously, it's 2.5 days. That's it, 2.5 days, and it's not even like full days. They're there for less than 8 hours total. And let's be honest, a lot of stuff that's put in there is metal, scrap metal. And what do? They take that and they get money for it. So, how is it costing $20,000 for two employees to be there for 2.5 days? That's it, 2.5 days.
And not even for the whole day.
Not for the whole day. And yeah, okay, so they have a loader there, so that you don't have to lift the heavy things and put it in the dumpster. You put it into the loader and they'll put it in the dumpster for you. Okay. Where does $20,000 come from? And I get it. This guy's obviously paying the yearly fee, which I think is like $60 for the transfer station. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
That's his choice. He wants to haul his garbage over there rather than having somebody come pick it up. That's his choice. But
Good
that
for
doesn't
him.
mean he should be penalizing the rest of the town who doesn't want to do that.
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean that he should be making crap up.
Don't
We're
shove your opinions down our throats.
Yeah, I mean it's something that the town does, and it's
It's
to
overall the
keep the
opinions
town
of
clean.
everybody. That's overall the problem with people in general now.
Yeah, yeah, they kind of make stuff up as it's convenient for them.
It's not just making stuff up, it's that they have to force their opinion onto you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a whole other issue.
That's a whole can of worms.
Yeah, but it
That would
kind
make
of
this episode 12 hours long.
it kind of leads to our next topic though. Look at that.
Oh?
We transitioned and you didn't even know it.
Alright, what's this one?
So, we were watching the news last week, and they were talking about some video that was released by Tucker
Mm-hmm.
Carlson.
Oh no.
Yes. So Tucker Carlson has been known.
The guy who thinks that the M&M characters are sexy?
I don't know I don't know, but he's
Kyle
been
can
known
explain it
to
better than I can.
say that he truly does not like Donald Trump at all. Period. Doesn't like him.
Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
Doesn't like Donald Trump?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
I don't know. They played clips of him saying, "I'm glad Trump's out of office. We don't have to cover him anymore."
Mm.
But at any rate, so
He works for Fox News, who probably pays him to simp for Trump.
yeah, probably, but I don't know. But at any rate,
Or
so
maybe he's shifted over to the DeSantis train.
I don't know. Well, that was from
or
last.
as Trump would call him, Meatball Ron.
Yeah,
I
the
don't think that name's gonna stick.
those those statements about how much he dislikes Trump were actually right right after he lost the election. I believe
Uh,
one of them was, "I can't wait until early January so we can stop covering him," or something along those lines. But
ha ha ha
yeah,
ha
how'd that
ha
work out?
ha ha ha.
But at any rate,
Poor
so
Tucker.
he was he got a hold of some additional footage from the January 6th riots.
Fun.
Yeah, and so he was showing other parts that you didn't see, with the rest of the news, where they were just showing all the violence and everything, and he found portions of it where people were peaceful and they weren't violent or anything along those lines. And then there was some idiot. I don't remember what news channel it was on or whatever, but they said you can't just cherry pick out what's convenient for you. Wait a minute. That's
Isn't
what you
that
did.
isn't that what most of the media did?
That's what all of the media did. That's what it does for everything. They cherry pick
And we are
whatever
not
is going to.
defending the
Oh, no,
January
no.
6th insurrection.
No, I'm not
It
defending
was
that at
over.
all.
There was so much more bad than there was good there.
Yeah. But,
There was more violence than there was peace.
yeah, absolutely. And the fact that these people were inside the building, that says, okay, I mean, they wouldn't have been in there if it wasn't for the violence. So,
Hmm.
yeah, maybe there's.
There was there was somewhere I read that there were cops that were actually allowing the insurrectionists in. They were just opening the door, letting them in.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that if that's true or not, but I did read that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm like looking at this and I'm like, okay, so these people, they aren't destroying the building, at least not anymore. It's hard to tell because you don't know where the video's actually from or when it was taken or anything like that. You just know that it was on January 6th. So, they got in with violence. But I mean, maybe these people were just like, "Oh, it's open. Why don't we go in? Let's check it out." You don't know.
Then they then one of them opened Nancy Pelosi's mail.
Well, that was one of the ones that was violent,
Yeah.
you know. And he's also one that threatened to kill her.
Yeah, a lot of them were chanting "Hang Mike Pence." Well,
Yeah,
that tells
and
you a lot about these people.
it's not necessarily about these people, because they were listening to Trump. And Trump was
Hmm.
saying that Pence had the power to do what Pence didn't have the power to do:
And what's that?
overturn the election.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way that Pence could actually determine the results of the election is if it came back as a tie, and then it came back as a tie throughout Congress, and then he would be the tiebreaker.
Yep.
I believe that's how it works. That's the only way that he could actually have an effect, is if he was the tiebreaker. Beyond that, all he can
That's
do
literally
is,
all the vice president does.
yeah. Beyond that, that's all he could do. And other than that, it's just, yep, hit the gavel. It's a good vote. I mean, and
If it
Trump.
was an electoral tie, then the House would have decided the president,
Well,
and
that's
the
what I'm
Senate
saying.
would have decided the vice president.
That's what I'm saying, though.
So really,
If it was a
Pence could
tie,
only decide to re-elect himself.
um, I'm not positive on that, because it's quite
Because the
possible that if both of those ended up in a tie, he would be the tiebreaker,
hmm,
because he wouldn't be able to elect himself president because he wasn't running.
No.
He would have to select from the candidates, but he would be
Yep.
the tiebreaker. And I mean, but all of these people were listening to what Trump was saying. Trump was telling them,
They were
no,
blindly following him.
yeah, Trump was saying, no, he can overturn it. He can overturn
And
it.
that's the problem with Trump supporters, is that they blindly follow him.
Yeah, and it's really a problem there is with politics in general in America. Generally speaking, people who are real staunch Republicans or really, staunch Democrats, they blindly follow the party. They don't think about what are they really truly doing, you know?
And at this point, the Republican Party is split
Yeah.
between the blindly following Trump and not.
Yeah. And we've talked about it a little bit before that, that's going to be the problem that the Republican Party has. And if they make it through, if they do all right through the primaries, and if Trump is not selected as the representative, Republican Party is still going to be in trouble because he's going to go off. He's going to run his own independent campaign, and all of the
Mm-hmm.
Republican voters who would have voted for him,
All of the blind Trump voters,
they're all going to go and they're going to vote independent.
not the Bush, McCain, Romney voters.
Yeah.
Those people will stay loyal to the Republican Party.
Yep. Yep. And that's
And
part
we'll
of.
see a 1912 all over again when Theodore Roosevelt ran for a third term as a third party against the Republican, and that led to Woodrow Wilson getting elected.
Well, it also goes back to when Ross Perot ran.
Hmm.
He took votes
And
away.
before he dropped out, he was actually polling ahead of both candidates
Yeah. He actually.
because he was really a centrist.
Yeah, he
He was taking from both sides.
but he was taking more from one than the other.
He was definitely taking more from Bush.
Yeah. And that's the biggest reason that Bush lost, because he was taking so many votes away from Bush that Bush just could not make up the difference.
And many Democrats say that Ralph Nader is took votes away from Gore, which caused him to lose.
Yeah, I think what
Which
it
I
was,
which I think is
honestly,
BS. There's probably not that many members of the Green Party in Florida.
I think what it was with Gore is there was a lot of turmoil with the Clintons, and
Mm-hmm.
most people,
And they
myself included,
associated Gore with them too much.
uh, most people, and I include myself in that statement, did not want another 4 years of that crap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it was that I was expecting, which is why I didn't vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Clintons made a mess of things, and when they left, they made a mess. They took stuff. Oh, well,
Yep.
that was bought for us. Well, yeah, but it was bought with taxpayer money for you while you were living in the White House. That's it. It's not to go with you afterwards. But
And the
they
worst
took it
part is
anyhow.
when
You
both
know.
times that Hillary ran, the media claimed, "Oh, it's her turn to be president."
Yeah. Well, the United States.
It was worse in 2016 than in 2008 because she didn't get nominated in '08.
Yeah. The whole situation with her. The United States is ready for a female president. There's no question about it. We're ready. Just not her.
At this point, I think we've been ready.
Yeah. And I don't know. I
I
mean,
think
the
since at
Democratic
least the
Party pushed
beginning
it too much.
of the millennium,
The Democratic Party pushed her too much. They
they did.
they forced somebody. They forced. I can't remember what the senator's name was, but they forced him to retire in New York so that she could become a
Mm-hmm.
senator, and that was so that she could run for president. They knew
Yep.
when Bill Clinton's term was done, they knew their plan was to get her up there to run for
And there was
president.
a rumor that JFK Jr. was going to run for that Senate seat before he died.
I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was in New York.
Yeah, he was.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's where his magazine was based out of, I believe, in New York City.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it just they cleared the way for her, and the problem is she did exactly what she did as first lady. Talked and talked and talked, made all kinds of promises that she had no intention whatsoever to keep. But people weren't blind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all there is to it. People were not blind, and
Pretty much.
I don't know, but yeah. So I found it hilarious that these news agencies who cherry picked these videos before were complaining
Are
that
complaining about
Tucker Carlson doing the same
Tucker
thing.
Carlson doing the same thing.
Yeah, just he wasn't cherry picking the dramatic stuff.
Yeah.
He was cherry picking the opposite, which they all
That's
do
because
this
he
all
wanted
the
to make the
time.
insurrection. That's probably because he wanted to make the insurrection look good.
I don't know. I mean, I don't watch his show, so I don't know if that was his intent or if his intent was just to say, this is another side of it.
It's not all bad.
Yeah, you know. I mean, that could be what his whole intent was, is just to say it's not as bad as they made it out to be.
Knowing how Fox News is, though, and how their hosts are, I would not be surprised at all if that was not Tucker's intention. It would not surprise me at all if his intention was to make the insurrection look good,
Yeah,
look
I don't
like it
know.
was peaceful.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell without actually watching the piece. You're never gonna know. And
Yep.
personally,
I have
I'm
watched
not
his
gonna
show,
watch it.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not going
I
out to
think you
watch
can
his show.
guess who
So,
with.
yeah.
Come on, guess.
No, I can't guess because the music's been starting up, and I'm sure everybody's heard it.
By the way, it would be your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And I think at one point Grandpa was there too when they had it on.
Probably.
Anyway, good night.
We'll see ya.